Hey guys, Slender here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my other videos. Today, we're back with a one-pack build, so let's get to it. Okay, to start off, we are going to James Turner's Sims 4 pack generator, and we got Life and Death, which is pretty awesome because we've got the month of October coming up, so that was an awesome one to get. We are building on the Moppy Manor lot in Ravenwood. This ends up being a two bed, 3-bath home. I know, a little weird for 2-bed, 3-bath, but technically it's like 2.5 because the downstairs bathroom, or no, one of the upstairs bathrooms is a half bath. So yeah, right now I'm just doing the shell, and it ends up costing 92,433 simoleons. But like I said in my last one pack build, I really don't want to have to keep sticking to a budget because it kind of just limits me on the objects that I can use, and that kind of negates what I'm trying to do with trying to see how well each pack can be used to build a house. So yeah, don't get attached to the shell. It shrinks like a good bit once I start doing the floor plan, but right now it's fine, and we're gonna do the house and the roof and all that. And yeah, just gonna grab a couple of these roofs, and then really just gonna look. I was trying to see if we had any Life and Death roof paint, which we did. This one, really pretty, and I make this house pretty dark for the spot in the world that it is. Yeah. And then these roof details, I really do like them. They were just, I wasn't certain at first if they would work, but then I decided that they would. So yeah, just gonna put a couple of points, and then I was thinking about putting these points all along the entire thing, and that just was not going to work. And then honestly, I was like, okay, well maybe these would look good in between, and I'm really glad I decided to do that because it really does look good in between there. And then just gonna do this side. I do have to put on move objects to do that last little bit, because otherwise it was going to stick through the roof, and nobody wants that. So yeah. And then just looking at what else we had, I'm gonna go and put in a fence because I do want a fenced in yard here. So just trying to figure out where to put that and how big to make it and all that. And just gonna adjust a little bit because I did go over where I wanted to go. And yeah, just the usual stuff. So right now I have only Life and Death, and I was on large wall height for some reason. So I do put in this door, and then this one for like the balcony and the outside access. I really wish that Life and Death had a door with glass in it, but it does not. Just going to put in a gate so that you can get in and out of the backyard. We have a couple of swing sets. I did choose this one, and then we have this monkey bars. I do not leave that. It just felt kind of cramped. And then I do put out the fortune teller tent thing. I just thought it was a fun little addition. And then I do go into base game and grab like a picnic table and a grill, and like just simple stuff like that. And then just trying to figure out, because this was like not a big backyard, and I really just did not want everything to be crammed. So eventually that monkey bar set will go. Just going to put out the telescope because of course it's Life and Death. We have to have something that can bring the death part. Yeah. Then just going to put on this stone wallpaper just everywhere. Just make the house as dark as possible, basically. And then, of course, we need some flooring for this upstairs part, so just going to put on some black flooring there. And then, honestly, it was time to do the floor plan, and this is where I realized how big this house actually was when I was doing the upstairs floor plan. So first we have to get stairs in. I just really wanted this to be a 2-floor house. Like, it needed to be 2 stories. So that's what I did. Just gonna put in, like I said, a couple of bedrooms, and then just gonna put in this bathroom, and then over here we had enough space for another room, and then it's like, well, if I put a room here, then it's gonna be blocking spots, and then if I do this, and I just kept playing around with it and trying to figure it out, and the angles and everything just were not working. And yeah, so just trying to figure out every part of this out, and I spent I don't even know how long on this, but I spent some time. And then it's like, okay, well, but this bathroom, and I needed a way into the bathroom, It was a lot. It was a lot more than what it really needed to be. So, and then I was going to do this way, but then I was like, that's a lot of rooms already on the top floor, and we still have the whole bottom floor to do. So this is where it's like, wait a minute, if I got 4 bedrooms upstairs already, what am I supposed to do down here? Because like, this is huge. So I do shrink it a lot, and 2 of these bedrooms could go away. They just go away. They end up being incorporated into this bathroom and then the hallway, basically. Yeah. It was crazy what I was trying to do. And then just gonna fix the wallpaper, the paint, all that. And then come back down here and finish up the floor plan. I do not have the bottom floor open to everything right now, which I thought was actually a pretty cool choice. Just again, trying to figure everything out. Yeah. It's a very small hallway downstairs, but I think it's fine. And then I just got rid of that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is what I had to shrink that roof to. And then all of those little thingies, I had to put them back. And they were being a pain. So yeah. But I still really like the look of them, so they were worth the trouble. And then just kind of trying to figure out where to start. Yeah, that was something. Honestly, I don't even know. Oh, I was thinking about, okay, well, we need a bathroom downstairs, but yeah. And then just gonna go with the windows. I really do like the Life and Death windows. I just wish that they weren't like either the really curvy ones or the straight ones. I wish that they would work a little bit better together. And I kind of really wish that they all had the same like color swatches, because some of them do not have like the full black. It's like a little bit of gray. And I'm really hoping I go back and fix that wallpaper. I cannot remember if I do or not. And this is where I'm like, okay, this is just too crowded. The monkey bars have got to go. Move the little picnic table out. And then back to windows. Just trying to figure out which one is going to work the best upstairs. I think I settle on this one. And it's just going to be like everywhere basically. And I think some of them are actually higher than other ones. But I like the look of the front, so I'm going to leave them. If you don't like it, that's an easy fix. So yeah. Then just going to get in some doors. And we don't have archways from Life and Death. So I did have to go and grab a couple of archways from the base game. And just going to put that in. Honestly, just kind of trying to figure everything out. Also, Life and Death, the lighting options could have been better. Because, like, some of them, I really like these that I'm putting in, like, the kitchen and dining room area. However, if you, like, they're so low to the ground, they were really meant for, like, larger wall heights. But if they're so low to the ground that if you leave them at that size, it's not going to be good. And then, yeah. You can't size them down because they're candles, so the lights actually stay in the same place. And you'll see that later. But I did not realize how low down they were until later. Just gonna grab some more of this wood floor. I really do like this wood floor. It looks really good in my opinion. And then just kind of trying to figure out what wallpaper to use where, because we do have a good bit of options. We don't have any tile for like the bathroom and kitchen. So that was, yeah, that was interesting. But I think I get just about all that I can out of the wallpapers. And then I just go to, I think, basic. And this is where I'm looking at the lights like, wait a minute. Then I'm trying to see the other light that's in the living room. That one's fine to me. Is it a little low to the, as far as ceiling height goes? Yeah, but I think it's fine. And then this is where I'm like sizing them down. And I don't actually realize till later. You can see it now. the light stand, like the candlelight stand, but I don't actually realize it till later. So yeah. And then I'm just going to grab this base game wallpaper for the bathrooms and the kitchen. I really do like this pop of blue. And then as far as the tiles go, I just kind of grab a black tile from base game. So yeah, I don't think I changed the tile in the kitchen, so I think it's still wood, but that's fine. And then I'm only going to do this one bathroom. I do use the life and death shower. I don't think we got a toilet. I didn't see one. I do use the sink, and I do use the mirror. And all the bathrooms are pretty much the same, except for the one that does not have a shower. So they get toilet paper. None of the soap and stuff would snap to it, so I just gave up on that. Then I think, yeah, I grab a towel, and then I think, do I put a curtain on the window is the question. Yeah, okay, I must. Since I'm looking at them, I must. Yeah, I just had to, for some reason, all of the curtains in this house had to be, like, raised up. So, yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, and then I'm deciding that I want to put the door over to the side instead of like straight on there. And just kind of looking at the railing, going to grab the life and death railing and then paint the stairs. And then going to grab the fencing that matches so that I can have this not be like just a gigantic empty hole to the lower floor. That would be nice not to have. Moving on to the kitchen. The curtains. I wanted to go ahead and get those in, so I did use like these fancy looking curtains kind of get used a lot in this house just because it was kind of the best one that I could come up with. But I did use the life and death cabinets. It does not stay this color. This one, I was trying to use it, but it was just it was a little much. So at first I went with this color, and then I was trying the green to see how it would work. I didn't really like it either, so I just go change it back to the all black. Yeah, this color right here. That looked better than what I had. And then grabbing the fridge, not the freezer, the fridge, the stove. I do not think, and then I put it in the sink. I do not think, however, that I did a fire alarm in here. I grabbed the dishwasher from Life and Death. And then I'm going to put in an island. I did not put in a fire alarm. And of course, since I'm not using seasons, I did not use a thermostat. So we got the bar stools and everything. This is where I'm figuring out about the lights. So I just decided to go and grab a couple of different lights from base game. Yeah. And just kind of going to grab the life and death table. I think I put the same chair, or the chairs. Yeah, I put the life and death chairs as well. I just put a 4, but you can always add 2 to the end to make it a 6 instead of a 4. And then just trying to figure out what rug. A lot of the options were like either just too big or too small. Sizing them up was just going to make it too big or too small. So I did end up going with not this one. I know that much. This one. I kind of liked it, and I think it's a little off. I think the table is off center with it. Yeah, you can tell that it's a little off centered, but I think it's fine. And then I put a bookcase over in this like area right here. Yeah. There wasn't really too terribly much else I could put. Like, I don't really ever make huge dining room and kitchens like this. So there was a lot of space that I just did not know how to fill. And I put in a black trash can. A lot of this house is just a lot of black. And then just going to grab some paintings and things. Just something to put on the wall. I know that this one is like supposed to be like job report for the Grim Reaper job, but I really liked it there, so I just kind of went with it. And then just going to do a quick save because I do not want it to crash and me to lose all of this. I would not have had it in me to redo it. So we just would have lost the life and death matter to the whims of time, I guess. Just going to put this painting in the hallway and then trying to figure out what else to do. What else to put, really. Because there is this space at the stairs. I don't figure this out, but I do come back the second day and figure it out. And then this is where I'm like realizing that none of the doors are black. They're dark brown. And it would have worked, but I kind of really just wanted the black. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then just going to make this little room into an office. You can obviously make it into a bedroom if you want. It's a very long, skinny room, so that might be an interesting thing to do to make it into a bedroom. Yeah. I used these black and white curtains from base game. I grabbed a computer and just kind of trying to figure everything out. I did not like just the little black dot there, so I do end up grabbing this one right here because it's not as like monotone. It doesn't get lost on the floor. Grabbing a couple of bookshelves from Life and Death, and then a plant. Yeah, this plant, and then I grab, I think, the suit of armor. I just needed something to fill that in, and I kind of felt like that would work. So, yeah. And then just going to put a couple of pictures. They don't have black frames at all, but I thought it was fine. Put the Grim Reaper picture above the desk. And then over here, I really wanted like one of these picture TVs, but the only one that we have really does not match the aesthetic of this house. So just going to put in the GameCube, the couch from Life and Death, the TV stand from Life and Death, the chairs from Life and Death. Basically, it's Life and Death or base game, so yeah. And then this rug, I really thought fit well with this whole thing. So, yeah. And obviously we have the TV. And then just kind of looking through everything, trying to figure out what else I wanted to put. I really do like this flag, and I think that is the asexual flag. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would hate to be saying it wrong, but I did look it up, and I'm pretty certain that that's the asexual flag. Because I ended up using some of the other Pride stuff that we have upstairs. So, yeah. And I used it in that color, so yeah. Just going to put the painting, the plant, all the other stuff like that I just talked over. So, just trying to figure out what else, because I have realized that base game is kind of lacking when it comes to like big, tall plants and pictures on the wall. So, I hate to say for the life of me, but I cannot for the life of me find something that I really, really like. And then this rug is really huge to be an entryway rug, but it is. Gonna put out the coat rack, the couch here for like maybe sitting to get stuff ready. And I think that the umbrella stand is from Seasons. And then I remembered I really wanted to put the crows somewhere. I just had to find a place. And I put him over here by the bathroom door, but he's there. I mean, that was like a major thing in the pack. I really wanted the crow in there. So just gonna put some curtains up, and then yeah, a couple more paintings here and there, and then I'm gonna save again because I had done a lot. And I'm trying to think. Okay, so I go ahead and do this upstairs, and I make this picture really big, but I really just liked it, and it kind of just felt right for a house in the Grim Reaper world. And then just kind of put this music one up, just really trying to figure out what to do with this hallway because it's kind of big, but it's also kind of not big, if that makes any sense at all. And I do not leave that plant does not stay. Do not worry. I realized it was clipping into the light, and I realized that it just was not going to work. So I go back and I find a different plant. I use that one. And then I'm going to put a chest table over here by the window. So, yeah. Just trying to figure out what I could do, and just trying to also add more I lost my train of thought. More skill items. But then I came back the next day to finish off this house, and I really wanted something in this, and I thought this would fit, but it does not. Move objects had to be turned on, but this would just not fit. So I think I just ended up putting another bookcase in. Like, there wasn't really much else for that. I needed something there, and I felt like that would probably be best to put in this plant. Then just kind of looking to see what else, and then I realized that flower was coming through the wall. The other one is going through the other wall, and I realized that later on. I will fix that. And then just kind of getting some curtains in, because I had never put any into this dining room. So yeah. And then I really wanted some sort of plant or something in both corners, because this side of the house kind of felt empty. So just kind of doing that. Moving this plant so it's not inside of the bookcase. And then just going to go and grab another curtain for this other window. And then I think we're gonna move, no, we're gonna go and clutter a little bit. I put out this mushroom guy, I really like him. And then these utensils, and then just gonna put out this bread. I really like the bread too, almost as if that was what you were eating off of in the morning for breakfast. I really like that idea, so yeah. Just trying to get it to not snap, but still be able to see where I'm trying to put it. And then just gonna move these guys around. And just kind of still trying to move them around. I really do like how it ended up though. So just like a little pop of color. And then I think I put a fruit bowl over on this other counter. But there are still, I think, a couple of counters. Oh, and I put out the music box. I just felt like that was a good one to put out. And then honestly, all that's left is just these 2 bedrooms, the balcony, and the plants outside. So just going and grabbing some curtains. And honestly, curtains in this game, especially for this house, just for whatever reason, just was not working. So yeah, I just put in this one, and I did move it, so it's not actually snapped to the window. And then using the life and death bed, I really thought about the red, but I was like, I haven't really used that anywhere else. So I did decide to stick with like a black gray. And then putting out the end tables, and then I'm going to use this lamp. I don't know, it felt right. And then a dresser from Life and Death. I did use a lot of the Life and Death stuff, and I was really happy about that. But I also think that that's possibly what made this house so expensive. But yeah, just gonna put in like a little sitting area over here as well. We have a mirror, a dresser. Just gonna put in a little table. I think I put a plant on there, and it kind of got lost, so I kind of changed the color just to make it not be so lost. But and I did put in the gramophone, because if you're gonna have the gramophone, what better house than one in Ravenwood? So yeah, just putting out these bird pictures. I put out this picture of this guy. Just looking for a rug, and honestly, yeah. Again with the rugs, I ended up going with this one and just sizing it down a couple of times. I really do like this though, because it kind of brought in a little bit more color without bringing in color, if that, I'm hoping that makes sense. But yeah, just gonna put that plant there. Honestly though, it was just kind of like this was really all this room needed, besides maybe some wall art. So that's what I decided to do, is just go and look for that. And this one piece that I have loved using since they put it in the game, I could not find anywhere. It's one of the pride objects. It's the wall gallery one. I could not find that sucker anywhere. I had to go and look up to see what it was called, because I thought it was called a collage, and it wasn't. And yeah, so I don't know what that's tagged as, but I finally found it. Finally. So I'm just going to put up those like drawings, and then this picture frame. I think that might have been from early purchase content. And then I was going to use the tarot cards, but I actually ended up forgetting to put them out anywhere. And just kind of trying to see if there was anything else I could use in here. Again, I was looking for that one wall art piece. And this is where, like, I was like, okay, well, that's the collage. So what is the other one called? And I just could not figure it out for a while. So I just put it in this rug. And just kind of looking, and then that sunflower, or that flower picture, it was just too much color. I know that sounds weird, and usually you want the color, but this house, I did not want the color. So I'm just going to go and grab a couple of benches from base game. I could not bring myself to use the ones from Life and Death, and then just kind of moving them around just to give myself a little bit of space. Going to put out a couple of plants. Again, I really wanted it to be colorless, or as little color, and then this is where I found the wall gallery. Just kind of put it there just to, so if you're looking for it and you cannot find it, it's not called a collage, it's called a wall gallery. So there you go. I'm just going to put out those couple plants, and then a woodworking station. I just needed something else, and that was really the best thing I could find. Yeah, And this is where I'm like, okay, what else can I put out? And I know that this table, this like remembrance table, is supposed to be indoors. It even says that it's indoors, but I put it outside. I just thought it would be a nice little addition. This wall art I put out in the hallway. Yeah, right here. And this is another one of the things that I use in that. Again, I'm pretty certain I looked it up. It said it was asexual. That's another thing that was used in that color. So, and then I went back and I grabbed this. I really love this too. And again, in the asexual colors. So, yeah. And then I used the pride bed. This is just a black and white one. I just thought it would look the best. And then just going to put in this dresser. Going to grab some curtains. And this room gets like the fanciest curtains probably in the entire house. But yeah. Going to put out a plant. And then just trying to figure out what else I could put out for this room. And I put out the ghost gnome. I think that this is probably an aspiring Grim Reaper in this room. Again, though, just trying to figure out everything that I could. Put some shoes downstairs, because I did forget about the shoe racks from base game, so yeah. I did put out the soccer photo. Just trying to figure out, again, what can I put out for... Because I don't think this is a child. It could be a child, but I was going to lean more towards the teen. So I did put out a violin, because we do have the artwork in the hallway as well. And then just kind of looking for a rug. I went with this one. It's very simple, and just went with the gray swatch. And then over here, I'm just going to put the Life and Death couch, like the little couch. And a bookcase on the wall. This one right here from base game. And then honestly, a plant over in the corner. There just really wasn't much else that I could think that was needed in the house. So first things first, we need a mailbox. Going to go and grab that. And I did go with the more fancy looking one just because it kind of felt right. Just kind of trying to figure out if I needed, well, that was where I was looking. I was like, because usually when you have a house and you do not have a mailbox, it throws one in somewhere. So I was kind of trying to look and see. Just going to put in these two outdoor trash cans over here. And then really it was about the plants, the trees. So just going to put in a few trees. This one has flowers on it, so I did put it in the backyard. I don't know. That one there. And kind of just trying to make sure it's actually on the property and not on the sidewalk. And then I'm going to put a couple of these bigger trees over here just to make it a little bit more secluded for this remembrance spot. Because I do put in a couple of benches, and then I put in a water fountain, like just to make it a little bit more calm and just a nice place to go and remember your loved one who has passed on. Yeah. I put a lot of thought into this spot. This was kind of what I was hoping for that side of the house once I had that side of the house, so yeah. And then just going to put in these bushes and these bushes. Yeah, you'll see in a minute I did have to make a change in the house for these bushes. Because I just could not see this. This was not a house for a bunch of colorful flowers. It just wasn't. And this is where I kind of figure out that this plant is peeking through the wall. And it's like, oh. And then that one was peeking through the wall. I was like, oh. And then I was like, I really just don't want that. I want this. But then it needs to meet up at the end. Which means that it's going through the wall. So I just got rid of that and just made it a feature in the house. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a feature. Nothing more. But, then I just put this other tree here just because I needed something there. And it kind of just made it a little bit more interesting in my opinion. And then just going to go and do a pathway to the sidewalk with these pavers. I did not realize I was on the rounded one at first, but it was fine. And then just going to do a little bit of terrain paint everywhere else. But that is the house. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone!